very, very impressive. Your digital dexterity is really great. It's like it's a torrent. Now, do you have any questions about this?
Yes. It's mostly the fourth finger, like this.
Yeah.
When I'm playing normally, I can really feel everything that's connecting, but when I do the fourth finger, sometimes it feels detached.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
that's a big part. And the biggest one is my left hand. I want to know how to bring out a much more raised. It feels shallow sometimes.
Let's start with the left hand. Okay, so now we're going to work. Would you please put the left hand on the key and slide it back and forth? I just want to see how you do that for a second. Okay, and now slide forward, play, slide forward, lie the heel down. So actually match these keys down. And when they're matched down here, begin to rotate your hand the other way. That way. Again. Now this time, so this is called supination. Going this way would be pronation, and this is supination. So could you come back again now? Play, slide, mash the heels. And this time when you supinate, do not let go of the thumb nose. But now what? You're going, what? How do I do that? Okay, watch me. I'm going to do a 10th. So it's not just that I have a bigger hand, but look what I can do. Look at that. The inside of my, look, it's moving. That thing under the skin is alive. And then I can do it here even more. So if I can do it here, you can do it here. You see, so you're pulling it away from the thumb. Now I'm going, my hand ends up over the thumb and the thumb under. So I actually come here. Actually do it with a smaller interval. Do it with a smaller interval. No, you're going over to the, I didn't say go over to the fifth finger. I just said supinate. I actually, if you can see it here, look, I actually, watch, if I do that movement, the fifth finger gets dragged towards my thumb. You see the fifth fingers get dragging towards my thumb like that? We're opening up the inside of his hand. What I need is the thumb to be flat and the hand to go this way. Yeah, that's it. You understand? So I've got, I'll show the camera for everybody. I've got the three middle fingers and then I've got the two outer fingers. And you see the two outer fingers are attached to something and the middle part of the hand is rotating, but the two outer parts, the fifth and the thumb, they stay. You see, it's like, maybe don't do it with the heel, do it on the key, do it with the heel up in the air now. Look, it's like a rope. This is like a rope, but somehow the rope gets glued to the key, and then everything in between is just turning like this. So try that. Yeah. So you see, your hand understands its structure, but if we learn how to destroy its structure, we can make it better. We can make it more functional. And now, go even further that way and put that underneath the thumb, which is bad, but do it on purpose. Now keep your thumb straight. That's why this is not working. Okay, now other way. That's it. Now keep your thumb straight and put that knuckle under your thumb. Now go the other way. Now put that knuckle down here under your thumb. That's right. That's right. You see, to have an octave which has more power, the inside of your hand needs tremendous mobility. So, see, again, I don't want any down forces. I don't want to, I want to stand up and glide through this key. So, if I have this action in my hand, going like this, you see, this space here gets bigger. Try. That's it. It's already bigger. Instead of the wrist coming up, make this come up. Yes, you did it. Again. That's right. That's perfect. Did you hear the sound change? Yeah. That's right. You see, that's that electrification. Like that. And it comes from not beating the piano. You do not beat the piano. What you did, you joined yourself to the piano. on the piano, and it's as if these fingertips, it's as if they're right on the soundboard. They're directly on the soundboard. And it's like a drumstick on a drumhead. The drumstick never hits the drumhead, it stays, it always bounces off. And when I rise up like this, I imagine that there's synovial fluid at the bottom of the key, and I don't want to mash the synovial fluid. I want to leave the synovial fluid. So I'm like this, and I'm already 1/10 of a millimeter above the key bed. I'm not on the key bed, and that frees the soundboard. Try. That's right. Quick study. You just did it. You understand? Now a little more of this. That's right. Look, if you want to remember this space growing here and the little supination, that's what makes it work. So maybe I do this at the last 5% of the movement. The last 5% is what makes the whole thing totally work. If you don't do the last 5%, it won't happen. Yeah, that's it. You see, we tend to get stuck in between up and down. We know down is not good. Nobody wants to slam the hell out of the piano. But then we don't get in like over the top. So it's really rising. But the rising, that's where all the gold is. That's where all the juice is. That's where all the energy is. Because if you're stuck between the two, then it doesn't open. It doesn't have enough pizzazz. Now, so that's the left hand. Now, the right hand. I'm sorry, but could we do an exercise and have you play it at like 1/8 tempo? I want to see what you're doing when you slow it down. I have to do this. I'm sorry. Okay. So your digital dexterity is wonderful. Like actually, it's way better than mine. Like in a way, I have no right to teach you because you played this etude way better than me already. Okay, it's fantastic. However, I can help you with your sound. Okay, so you're complaining about the fourth finger.
Yeah.
But the problem with the fourth finger is actually between the thumb and the second finger.
Okay.
So what we did here, and why did I start with the left hand? Because I wanted to get that going in your hand. But you need it here too. You need it in the first two notes of this piece. You need to connect the thumb functionally to the next note. So I'll do it from this angle here. It's cross body. So I'll do it for the camera so they can see. I start here, and it's doing this, and the thumb stands up, and look what a complex action that thumb standing up is. And then this thumb standing here is the basis for me dropping the second fingertip into its note. So you're starting from a point of view of amazing physical dexterity, but this will enrich the sound of that physical dexterity. So you're walking a little more, you're walking a little bit deeper in the keys. No, I don't want you to compress the keys, but you need to get connected to the keys functionally. And that is by learning more about the walking action of the thumb. So would you please stand on your thumb and just do this at first? That's your wrist. Yes! That one change alone, you see, your instinctive thing was to do the wrist, but then the hand is empty. And now you disciplined your wrist and you put the energy in here. Now the energy is right between the second and the thumb. So now you do this, and then you do that so far that it takes you over here. Now expand it, and there you are. And now, did you fall into G, or did you rise up onto G? That's right. And now you do the same for the next. That's right. That's right. That is absolutely right. You just did it. Okay, don't forget about the next note. We'll do that afterwards. But you did, the main thing is to shape this group organically. So it's organically growing, organically growing, organically growing, organically growing over here, and organically growing over here. And you see, the fingers move the key and the arm followed. But the walking of the fingers on the key was look what you did. It was perfect. It was perfect. Now look. Now you collapsed the whole thing. So no collapse. Here I'm walking here and I walk here and I do not collapse because now I can do this.
Okay.
So if I get to here. So one of my exercises is this. So could you please do this exercise now? Stand on C and 5, 2, 5, 2, but organic 5, organic 2, organic 5, organic 2. That's right. That's right. And how different does your hand feel now?
Very different.
Very different.
Yeah.
Now this to me is amazing because you have, like I said, you have amazing dexterity, but now biotensegrity was more present in your hand. Elasticity was more present in your hand. It's a potent connection to the key that'll enrich the singing. So even though you had wonderful digital dexterity, if you really analyzed your sound, we would have to say that you did, the one thing that was missing was this line here. The phrase that goes through 2 bars. This touch here, that touch here with the organic growing of the hand through every note, that's what gives this line here. You understand?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So you understood very well. Then continue. And now here, do not collapse. Try. I'm sorry, it's amazing. Look how he played this piece. And I'm making him a total beginner. It's ridiculous. How dare I? Yeah. But you're going to get something from this. You're going to be able to enrich the sound, and that problem of the 4th finger will go away.
Okay.
Because it's this added dimension of functionality in the hand itself. It's an enhancement of the hand's capacity to grasp. And it's the application of the hand's capacity to grasp to this in order to get that phrase going. So it sings, it really sings. The accents are there. We'll put the accents in afterwards. First we need to... Now I'm already going too fast. But you try slower. I want you to feel this. That's right. No, you fell on the thumb. Now don't... That's right. That's right. Now how do we get back down?
Yeah.
So back down. Make sure you go all the way to the thumb. Remember, it's the arm thumb. The arm is connected directly to the thumb. So start here, let's see. You're falling on your thumb. Every time you play the thumb note, you collapse your second knuckle. You see, you did that in order to get to the thumb note. So for you to get the thumb to its note without abandoning this second metacarpal phalangeal joint, that will be a new experience for you. See, I never abandoned this. Remember, and we first established it here on the way up. We established, oh, it's really standing. Oh, it's really standing. And why is it standing? It's supported by the thumb. So now, the second finger has to return the favor and continue to stand until the thumb can stand on its note instead of falling into its note. No, the thumb wants to stand on its note, not fall into its note. Better. Yes. Yes, you did it. You did it. Yes. And lo and behold, what do we see? We see Dorothy Taubman rotation. Yeah. 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 So the elasticity of the hand needs to be increased because it's the elasticity of the hand that allows for a singing line, not just brilliant fingers. And the basis for developing elasticity is understanding the process of walking on the keys. That's why we had to go so slow. I had to make you a beginner. To refine, your walking was already excellent, but there were holes in it. This capacity of the thumb to really carry the entire hand over here. Now, if I was going to do a more Dorothy thing, I would even have you do this on the thumb. Yeah, that would be the Dorothy thing. So if you feel the need to train the reflexes that far, you could do that as well. I think you already understood the basic, I need to walk on my thumb and then not fall in this note. I need to walk on my second and not fall on the thumb. When the thumb and the second are really, really good, these other two notes are relatively simple. So the weakness of the fourth was, that's the surface presenting problem, but the underneath problem was something else altogether.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
So that's going to take some work. But you already play this piece great, so you could just play it great. But if you want to develop it, we have to go back to the drawing board. But we have a very potent tool at this drawing board. And I think if you invest a little bit in this, you can do this. You've already showed me that you understand that touch. It's creating a living bridge between thumb and second. You see, no matter, even there, it looks stiff, it's moving inside. It's still a living bridge. I've still got support here, support here, support here, support here, support here, support here. And then you hear, I can whip, it's like shooting a whip at the feet. Did you hear the brilliance of the sound? It's that. Then the basis for that whippiness is standing on the thumb, standing elastically on the thumb. So then you start to have more brilliance in your sound. If the left hand is doing this on every single note, then the left hand, neurologically, all that movement, all that springiness in here is going through your brain and telling the right hand that it can do it too. If the left hand is not doing this, it makes it 10 times more difficult for the right hand to do it. Neurologically, the two sides of the brain are connected through the corpus callosum, but for some reason, the left hand positively or negatively influencing the right hand is far more prevalent than the right hand influencing the left hand. The left hand seems to be the director here. So when he's good, and I think that's why Chopin wrote the etudes the way he did many times, and Kemal tells me that for him the left hand is, except in the revolutionary of course, the left hand is the main problem, that the slower moving voices need to be worked out in this way.
Okay.
So that they have an organically expressive dimension.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think, why don't we leave you with that picture and invite you to work out this whole etude anew, as if you're learning it for the first time. And to bring this sense of, now, but let's look at one of the places where, we have a few minutes, right? So let's look at one of the places where that fourth finger's a problem, okay? So you pick, wherever you like. Of course, the classic is this one.
Oh, yeah.
That one, but before that there's something as well.
Yes, I think this one.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is unclear, just overall.
Okay, so in my DVD I talk about rotation, a little bit different from how Dorothy does it. I talk about this ability to fold the hands sideways. So you see, my 3 middle fingers are facing to the left, and my thumb and my fifth are to the right. That's right. So could you play this note, and then play these 2 notes rotated totally this way. That's right. That's right.
Okay.
That's right. You understand? Already the problem's solved. Yeah, that's right. And of course you get out. No. You have to have the courage to lie down on the side. Now I'm overdoing it. But you have to have the courage to lie down on the side of your finger that way, rotate the hand this way, and then that's how you get to these notes. Sorry. So you have to have the courage to lie down here and rotate this way. Try. Yeah, you did it. Okay, and now just play normal, and do it again, and do it again. And, yeah. Now, it's a question of how much. I overdid it. I'm overdoing it, and you have to find the degree that works for you. A little more, a little less. But if you do it too much a few times, then the reflexes really get this weird experience. And And you see, in my DVD, I demonstrate how if I stretch my hand this way, I can get an octave, but if I turn it that way, I can get a whole extra note. You see? And I can, if I stretch my fifth and third this way, I can get maybe a sixth, but this way I can get an octave, almost. So turning it sideways gives you a greater stretch. And so turning the hand this way, useful also for making that accent. So there's the accent coming out automatically. So it's a double use, this turning the hand sideways. And treating this finger not like, look at the fifth finger, it's playing normally, and now I just use it like a rope. It's a totally different way of using the fifth finger. But here it's very useful. That's right. That's right. And there's your accent. You understand? Okay. So I'm glad we added that last little bit. Okay? So I think I'd better leave you with that and not confuse you anymore, but I think you have the basis to develop this etude, which you already play extremely well, and to increase the orchestral quality of the sound, okay, with the integrity of your hand.
Okay.
Great.
Thank you so much.
Very good. Thank you.